So, hi, good morning again, and welcome to our monthly webinar for Kiri Align. I'm Girish here, the CEO and country head for Gibson's Technologies, and based out of Pune. So, we are a 8-year-old IT company, IT entity, I would say, of Gibson's Group, which has a legacy of 75 years, based out of Melbourne, a place Rosedale near Melbourne in Australia. Family business or group business is into fertilizer manufacturing, distribution, spreading. So basically end-to-end logistics management of all fertilizer management. This product that we're going to present today, Kiri Align, is a safety and compliance product. It was launched in the month of January. It has already created a lot of buzz in Australia and New Zealand markets. We are getting good response over there. The beauty of this product is most of the requirements came from our business owner, the safety officers within the company, the transportation logistics guys. So it has become a good overarching product for a lot of industries, while the requirement started with just our industry. Now focus is going to the Indian market, and that is why we are running these special webinars. We do have plans to do weekly podcast and that kind of stuff as well going forward. We have been getting a lot of support out of India as well for last 3-4 webinars. So we'll continue that practice. Just before we start, few things. You can write your questions in the questions tab, which is second on your screen. If you have some questions, we'll try to answer it during the call. If not, we'll get back to you on one-on-ones. There is polls in the third tab, which will be open towards almost end of the call. You can give us your feedback through the polls. And definitely, this is not the end. We'll be in touch with you over emails, over phone calls, if you need any other help from our side. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Swapnil, our marketing manager, who will take you through the product demo, because I see a lot of new people today, and then he'll talk about new features that we released as well in the product. So with that small introduction, over to you, Swapnil. Thank you.
Thanks, Girish, for introducing Kiri Align as well as to I just give an overview about the system. In the past, we also conducted the similar demos for the Indian audiences, wherein we have demonstrated how Kiri Align could be suitable to the most of the specific requirements of the Indian industries. So I just start with our system. Yeah. So whenever you log into the Kiri Align system, this is a dashboard view that the user gets, and you can see that most of the features, those are relevant to the lot of the different user roles. You can get all the things just at your hand. So if you see a lot of the activities that we carry into the safety processes, those are already here into a dashboard. So these are not just a few. There are the few more to join, like a service checks, training, auditing, competences. Okay, so you get a complete view of these important activities. Those are running through the system, as well as you can see the progress. Those are there that this they have. So if you see these numbers, the larger numbers, these are representing the total number of the inductions those are present in the system, and out of that, it is representing in terms of how many of them are being completed. So we will during this demo, I will be completing few of them, and you can see that there will be a change in terms of a completeness on this particular graph that will happen. So if you see dashboard, it starts with, I will start with how to learn or go about a Kiri Align system. So whoever as a new user, you can see there is an help section that has been already built inside the Kiri Align. But once I click it, it takes me to a website that is a kirialign.com, and you can see that all the Kiri Align related training material or the complete one step-by-step guide for the users is available in a free mode to all the users. So whatever feature you want to learn, you can just click on it and you can just start learning the new features of the Kiri Align from there. Okay. Yeah. So it gives you a complete guide as well as a process, a step-by-step approach to learning the Kiri and how you can see it. So I'll come back to the question mark. If you click on this, it starts with a quick tour. So quick tour is a feature that opens immediately, and whatever feature you want to have, it guides you quickly in a not more than 1 minute. You can at a glance, you can go through the each and every feature of the Kendra Align, and even discover more how Kendra Align will be utilized for the different purposes. So I just need to click next, 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 and the tours guides me from where and how, what are the things that I need to see into it. Okay, and whenever you want to stop, just click an end tour and it will just stop for you. This is a forward looking calendar that Kendra system has been developed, and if you see, we are color coded the different activities for the safety process, like induction, operational procedure, pre-start, service check, job safety analysis, policy training, and so on. So if you see, the just gets sets on the different dates, like here for the 25th I got something to do. So once I click it, I can just see what are the things for the today that I need to complete. So like here, that is a hazard material handling basic training or safety training course that I have to complete, or I have to complete a self sample COVID 19 self training checklist. So similarly, you can see this is a forward looking calendar that gets set automatically depending upon the different kind of the task that you are setting up into a system. So based on the frequency that you are saying, like occurrences, that is a daily, weekly, monthly, half yearly, or yearly, this calendar will what to say publish the different activities into here. So even you can change the view of the calendar to monthly to weekly. So wherein in a weekly view you can see now in a better manner, and if you want to go even do a breakup into the daily, then it does allow you to have a view for the daily activities. So this view will get adjusted with a kind of the different logins that you are going to use. So it's up to you what kind of a user access you are having. Based on that, the calendar will get set. So even you can even apply the different filters by the type of the task that you want to conduct. So that is whether you want to go with the induction or whether you want to go with the pre-start. So based on that, it will change its look and feel. Even you can with this help of the calendar, you can even not just for the 1 day or the 1 week or 1 month, you can plan it for the entire year. So once I see next, 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 so I can you can see that it's changing the day. So if I go for the month and if I say next, then it will change to September, from October, November. So you can even plan a calendar in a better fashion with the help of the Kendra Align. I just go back to again to the my dashboard. So these are the notification that get generated into a system, and whenever it will get generated, the notification tabs will get active. So here it shows that I am having the 11 what is say notification that I have not checked yet. This is a profile. The person who is actually checking the system or the login with those credentials will show the that profile. So I just you can see this is my name, and the other relevant things. Those are I had to feed into system will get displayed here. Okay. If you want to add new people into the system, then we have got a complete administration session that you can utilize. So I added the few more people from my team, like Kiran is one of my team member that I have added, and I can even have the different roles that I can set. I can access this information, and whenever I want, I can even view it. Or if I want to change this information, I can just go and to edit this information. Yeah, but before we go and set up any of the employee information, the first thing that we have to do, we have to set up the different roles into the system. Okay, I will understand better that how our employee or the different role is going to matter for the Kendra Alliance system. So if I go into the role session, then you can see that let's say I can create here like a supervisor, safety. Okay, and I can just add the safety supervisor as a description, and this role is being created into the system. Okay, now once I do this, okay, I can give a different permissions for this particular system. So if I want to just say that they can just undertake it, or they can just create a different kind of a checklist into the system, or they can create a different policies into the system. So various permissions specific to the roles can be defined first, okay, into this system. Also, not just the functions, but also you can see that the file accesses could also be changed for them. And what are the organizational level permissions, like a dashboard, incident, or investigation? What kind of a permission that this users can have can also be set. So overall, if you see in this system, wherein the other system you have to go and talk to the software providers that you want to have a admin role, or this number of the roles, or this number of the managerial roles. It's a completely different in the Kendra Align. So Kendra Align, we are completely authorizing our end customer to modify the user roles as per their needs and their requirements, and we want them to, what is a do it on their own. And it is very simple, even in terms of a Kendra Align, to manage the different roles and the permission. It's just a click away for most of the, or the all kind of role that you want to define. Okay, so here if you see, it's completely 100% customized in terms of even the user role. So other menus in the administration session, if you see, I can even configure lot of the things those are present, like a incident location, incident severity, incident type, training type, procedure categories, or equipment categories. Those are also been 100% customized into the system. In fact, not just this, you can even change the this configuration for the graphs, and you can even do what to say, a variety of the graphs could be pulled into the system. Okay, and all this for doing all this, you don't even need to get back to a Kendra Align team to do. You can do it on your own and start a better system or a customized system that you really want for you. So even you can add the equipment into the system. It's not just that you can add employees, but you can even add the equipment related information into your system, and you can even see that equipment or the assets could be better monitored with the for the safety operations in a Kendra Align. I just go back to the main menu and the few more features to for you. So if you go to the undertake thing, then undertake actually talks about what are the things that you need to do. What are the different occurrences that we have said, or how many things have been completed, how many checklists have been ignored, or what are the actions those are pending, or what are the actions that we have completed. So if you see, this particular tab tells an individual what things they need to do, or they can keep a complete track of the activities that they need to do. So I just come to the checklist part. So checklist in the Kendra Align system, majorly there are the five types of the checklist those are being designed here. Okay, apart from the JSA, okay, so JSA, all other procedures like induction procedures, uh, pre-start and the service check, those by the structure they are same. Okay, but definitely you know that by the terminology and the use, they are completely different from each other. So I just start with the procedure. So if you want to add a new procedure, just click on the add new procedure. If you see, it's a 5-step process. So details, questions, acknowledgement, assign, and assessor. So we'll also go one by one, or the all the details of this checklist from one of the sample checklists that I created. So I just created this a sample boiler maintenance procedure. So we are talking about a procedure, and that's the reason I just created one procedure, and that is a, I feel that will be relevant to the most of the industries. So sorry. Yeah. So if you see in a detail section, what we need to do, we have to just give a title that is suitable for this checklist. We have to describe what a function it is going to derive, and then there is a category. So I can have a different category like a safety, mass, fatigue, maintenance, dimension, or you can do a complete change of these categories as well from the our administration section. So I just took a maintenance because it is, I found that it is relevant to the maintenance. And what is an occurrence? Then I said that it is a weekly maintenance. Because reason being, I just said you can set your own occurrences here. So like you can set a no occurrence. It is going to, you don't know what will be the frequency of doing it, so you can set as a no occurrence. If you feel now this activity is going to run for the daily, or it's going to run for weekly, monthly, or quarterly, or half yearly, or even for the yearly activity. So depending upon your occurrences frequency that you know, you can set this activity. In a Kendra system, we will not find there is a delete, a single delete button. okay, we because it's a safety system, and you will definitely require a documentation or the record even for the longer period of a time. And to make it a full safe system, it is required to have this kind of activity. Yeah, but if you don't want to, or if something has been redundant and you want to change, then you can just keep doing the active and inactive things, so it will be not reflecting again into system, it is inactive. Now, if you see the second step, it will be a questions. So at a base, if you see any kind of the checklist, it has been built upon the different question types. Okay, so this particular part, that is a maintenance procedure. You can, it's a rich text that I've been included. So in a Kendra system, you can define a yes no question, a rich text question that is been displayed here into the system, a text based question, a date, number, note. In fact, the employee, you can select in a case of an employee, if I give an example, who is your reporting manager, that could be a question. Who was the last person who conducted this maintenance, then who is your reporting manager. So this kind of the questions, those where the employees need to be identified, those questions could be addressed here with the help of the employee. If you say upon equipment, yeah, so you can even put a equipment number if it is added to the system. Like I said, employee, we can also add the equipment. So, and if you added those equipment, then definitely you can even choose this kind of a question for various purposes, like for the evidence gathering, or in terms of if you want to monitor something physically and you want to capture some evidences, then photo type of questions are also been there. Video, yeah, you can even add a video. Those are that you have there available on your YouTube or Vimeo channels. Even the, you can record a time, or a time based question can be there, and you can have a multiple choice question, as well as you can even have a PDF type of a question. So if you see, this is a rich text question. So once I click it, you can see the rich text question gives you a complete uh, features of the document editor. So even I can go and change it. So like this, I kept it as a 3, I can just make it a 4. If I want to change even the color of this document, I can even make a change in the color of this document, and I can just put it whatever I want to. Okay, so uh, even if you want to capture some image and you want to put some image, so this editor will also help you to put the image here. And after that, you can even add few more, whatever number of the questions you want to have. So here in this particular case for the MSDS, sorry, this is for the sample boiler maintenance. So here I mentioned that what is the procedure or sample procedure to do a boiler maintenance activity. And post that, I asked a very simple question: did you physically check the boiler area? And yeah, I have asked him to upload the photo, so that a person can take a selfie, or he can take a photo of the boiler area where he is visited, and then he can upload it. Similarly, if you want to, what to say, like a different OEMs do provide training videos, or do provide, what to say, a maintenance procedure videos. So you can even capture those kind of videos directly from the YouTube, and you can paste it here, and those will be also available for the user who are going to conduct this particular procedure. Now, yeah, if you want to add new question, you can just click add, and then you can check. Okay, so even if you want to update any of the OEM specific PDF here, then also you can have. So I can just put it as the OEM manual, and then I can just choose a file from the PDF, and that file I can upload it here. Sorry. Just, yeah. So I can just put this file here. Okay, and then I can go save and next. Yeah. In acknowledgement, yeah, so system asks you, gives you a provision for the 3 types of the acknowledgement. First is the no acknowledgement, where in the case the acknowledgement is not required. The second could be an acknowledgement message, wherein it talks about, what to say, I understood it, or I undersigned this particular document, that kind of acknowledgement. And if you want to have a signature, then system is capable even capturing the detailed signatures into the system. So you can put, just take an acknowledgement with a signature, and here it is the acknowledgement message. We can type this particular message here. Yeah, I have understood the boiler maintenance program. I agree to follow the same, and I can just go and next. So here, in terms of assigning this particular task or this particular uh, procedure, I can even select the role. Like here we are defined the safety officers. All the safety officers in the organization will get notified. If I say all, then all of the people those are there into my system as well as present in the organization will get what to say, this task assigned to them. If you even want to choose a specific employee, then also you can just type a name of the employee. Like here I have just put it the two names, the Kiran and the Swapnil. You can even choose it. Like here I just remove it, I just type the name of a person, and you can see it's now there into a drop down. I just select it and it appears here. In fact, if you have a very specific procedures like for the boiler I mentioned here, so if you got a equipment like a boiler and if you want to add that procedure to the boiler directly, that way also it is possible. Apart from this, the system gives you one next level of the assessment module that is been also covered under this. So if you see then assessor, you can even define whether you really want an assessor or not. If you don't want, you disable it. It will not give you an assessor module. If you want, yeah, the system should have, or this particular checklist should have an assessment, then you can just add an assessor here. So you can even select the assessor. So I can select myself as an I am having an admin, right? I can select the assessor as a Swapnil. Okay. So even the assessor can have three types of acknowledgement: no acknowledgement, acknowledgement message, and acknowledgement with signature. I just checking the acknowledgement signature, and I'm just writing your acknowledgement message like verified. Okay, and just save and next. Yeah. So I just edited this checklist. The beauty of the system is that, yeah, if you are created and if you want to share across your team, or if you want to share it with your colleague, those who are using the Kiri Align, then definitely what you just need to do, you can just type the name. Like I do have another account with another name, that is Swapnil Soni @Gibson's Technologies just.com, and then I get say search. It will search. Yeah. Okay. No. So I do have a couple of logins into the system, and it says, okay, which organization is the Kendra HQ? Yeah, it's the Kendra HQ, and then I say share. Uh, if you see, immediately the system gives me an acknowledgement. Yeah, checklist successfully shared with the Swapnil. Okay, if I'm just changing my login to the another system, and if you can see, if I go to my another login present into the system, then here you will find that there is a notification, and it says that yeah, Swapnil has been sharing a checklist with you. Once I click it, I can see that here now the sample boiler maintenance procedure has been shared with me. So even sharing across the information like this, those are, or the what to say, a long list checklist, you can do it simply with the just help of the one click. Okay, and it's very simple to do this. No, the another person who is receiving this particular checklist, he can even modify it to its own level, whatever wherever he feels to. Now we'll go to the what to say a JSA part. So in a JSA, if you see, it's again same, but here we have got a 6-step procedure. Okay, like details a question is the same from the other checklist, but if you see the risk calculator part, it is completely different. I just go to the predefined some of the JSs here. So like we developed one of the sample COVID-19 safe checklist for the India. I'm just referring to that. I just select the edit part so you can understand that how we can develop a JSA directly from our system. So I just put some of the title, description, the categories, the safety, and I just set the occurrence to the daily. Okay, and I'm just going to the next questions. So under the questions part, you see that I again utilize the rich text. Yes or no. The question is that cleaning hand. So it's a more like a yes or no category of the question. Then avoiding or touching eyes, yes or no. And then there is a complete hazard or the complete risk calculator that has been available here. So if you have to check what is the risk calculator, I just moving to the risk calculator now, and here you can see the complete calculator is there. So wherein you can see that different hazards have been defined here into the left side, and I just asked the four step of the questions to them. So no and yes, and then intermediate, not sure, or the maybe. And depending upon the response, I just assigned a score to them from 1, 2, 3, and 4. And based on the entire score, we can even have a different or a configured messages for the different scoring. So if you see for the 0 to 6 score, you will get this particular message. For 7 to 12, this is the message. And for the 19 to 24, it says that stay home if you are sick. So yeah, if you see this other part, like a acknowledgement, assign, and assessor, is the must thing that what we are done into a procedures. So I'm just now going back to the what to say system. Now if you are to preview the JSA, if you see from the JSA and want to preview it, it looks like this, wherein we are asked a couple of the questions here, and then we are trying to access the uh, risk score associated with a person. So like for the cough, fever, shortness of breath, persistent pain. So if I want to undergo, I'm just taking this as a what to say. I'm just undertaking this checklist or the JSA, so that you can understand that how it appears into our system. So if I go and go to undertake session to be undertaken COVID self checklist, it is a India specific checklist, and here now to be undertaken because it is set as a daily reoccurrence. That's why it is being showed here, and it has not been completed, and that's the reason it sits into the to be undertaken. So if you see the completed is a 0, ignored is 0, even the no occurrences at once. I just try to check this checklist now. So I am if you see, this is how it appears now. As I mentioned, that depending upon the different scores, the system will generate a different message. Okay, now we are here. If you have the depending on my response to this particular questions, it says that risk level: stay home if you are sick, cover your mouth with a tissue when you are cough. So this is a message that it gives to the user. If I keep it to the entire to the sorry to the highest score, and there is a risk level is very high. Stay home. You are sick. Cover your mouth with a tissue. Okay. Now, if it is into what is a safe score, not yet a risk, then the message will be completely different. Now, it so says me that risk level good to know you are healthy and safe. So, yeah, if you see where this GS has been utilized, so there could be another example like we utilize it even for the logistics area, wherein before the drivers go to make any of the deliveries to the customer, they have to undertake the GSA, wherein we try to capture a more like a terrain based situation, like how is the road condition, what are the weather condition, whether it's a rainy, whether it's a kind of a foggy situation in terms of weather. And then we ask this question, and based on the responses of the drivers, we can come up to conclude a different score, like please it appears to be a quite uh, uh, risk in this particular area. Contact your manager, or you can even have a contact your supervisor kind of a thing before you make the delivery. And this will definitely help people to know the safety score even before they do the task or they start doing their task. So I just try to complete. So cleaning your hand, I just completing it, the checklist, so that it you can see how it gets reflected into our dashboards. Okay. Are there any symptoms? I say no, I don't have symptoms. So what your current temperature? I just say it's more like a 90. Uh, the above information is based of the knowledge. Yes, I say undersign, and then I can even if you see I can sign it here into the into this area. When it is going to be coming upon the apps, then definitely you can do it on your fingertips. So here the system gives you two options, whether you want to save and then or you want to submit. So when we say save, then definitely it will get saved, but it is not going to get completed. Okay, I not submitted, and that's why it is just saved. so that whatever record that I entered into the system, it shall get saved, but it will not get used submit. So this is ideal in case there are the certain tasks or the certain things that you are not sure, or you want to submit back to the system, but you don't have all the right information with you at this particular point of a time. In such scenario, you can just save it, not submit this particular checklist. As soon as you get information, you can just go again, take it. You will find that all my information that I submitted, it's still there. I want to change this information, I can definitely change this information back into my system, and then again I can just say, yeah, above information is best. I can just do a signature on this, and then I can submit it. Okay. So the moment I submit, you can see that it shows here at it's under the completed, and I can even see what is the record that it's been submitted into it. Okay. And now, as I mentioned, that Kendra Alliance system doesn't have a delete option. Now, once the system has been recorded, this particular information, it will keep unchanged into the system as well. Okay, whether if you want even uh, take a PDF out of it, you can just click on the PDF and you can get the PDF information. And now you can do even for any of the record purposes that you want to keep, you can keep it. Or whether you want to share, you can share this PDF with any of your team members. Okay. So if in a case, if let's say I want to take an to be undertaken, if I come here back and let's say a sample boiler procedure again, I will just go. And if I don't want to take this, I just want to ignore, I can just click ignore, and I just say, yeah, it's not relevant to me. And then it goes in, sits into the ignore. So you can see now it is again there into ignore. Now, if you want to bring it back, like let's say it was just a mistake and you don't really want to ignore this checklist, but by mistake you have ignored it. So now you can say move to undertake, and it will go into the undertake section again. Yeah. So I'll go come to the actions button. So actions. So if I'm an assessor and I have to complete some assessment, like I completed this particular checklist or the JSA, just I completed. So as an assessment, I can just put a comment here. I can say it's like I have verified. Okay. I can just put it here. I have verified, and I can just say verified, and then I can just put a signature below it for the verification, and then I can just submit it. Okay, so you can see that the entire flow right from the creation of this checklist, undertaking this checklist, sorry, creation of the checklist, assigning this checklist, undertaking this checklist, and even the assessment of the checklist can happen in a single go with the help of the Kendra line. So similar to this, if you can see that policy, if you are having a certain workplace related policy, and if you in the present scenario where most of us are working at a remote location, and you want to see that, yeah, we want to have a mandate or to be signed by the person, then detail also it is possible with the help of the Kendra line. It is specifically true for the certain safety related policy. Those are we have to keep an updated. Let's say in a COVID scenario, we got a different notification from the government officials, and we have to what to say ourselves pace with those updates, and we have to also update to the team members in such scenarios wherein we have to keep a complete track, and we have to keep our teams to be updated on this, then this could be an ideal solution. So if I view this particular work related policy, yeah, I can view this particular policy, and similarly I can even make assign it to the different employees, and I can make them what to say undertake this policy, and then detailing they can sign it and they can send it back. So as a what is a safety professional, you do have a complete record of this procedure have been read, understood, as well as been what is say provided for that particular based of that knowledge, and then you can even save this particular record for any of the auditing purposes. I just move to the now auditing part of it. So recently we completed what is a auditors menu directly into our system, and I just created one of the sample with the help of the IS 1489 standard checklist. So I created that questionnaire into a system, and it could be very much helpful even carrying your auditing function. So it could be an internal or an external audit, it's up to you. But yeah, the system can be designed for both the purposes. So if you see, we have added all the list of the questions here. So the entire list of the IS 14489 is available in a Kendra Align. And not just a IS 14489, if it is required to what to say design any kind of a IS document that you require into a system, that could be created into the Kendra Align at AIS. For the new users or the new organization, those are going to onboard with us and face some difficulties or want some kind of a support from our side, then Kendra Align team is always available to make what to say or extend their support for creating this kind of a standard checklist for this organization without even any additional cost on it. So if you see, then this particular system, we have got a, let's say, whether the safety policy was scrutinized by the outside expert agency, then the answer could be yes or no, you can choose. And whatever the recommendation, if it is being utilized by the auditors or the internal auditor as well, then he can put a recommendation here. So if you see the system, this checklist does have a lot of the what is say information that it can gather. Apart from that, let's say if you want to add some of the documentation that has been required for your auditing purpose, then even you can make those document available here. You can just choose a file from the system and you can attach this file here into the Kendra into a Kendra Align system. So the base part of it, that once you what to say before even your final audits, if you go through this audit once at your organization as a trial run, and what you can do, what will happen, all the documents those are being required by the auditors will be made available here, and it will be very simple or very easy for you to handle such kind of a situations. Yeah, I will come to the compliances. Even if you want to report some non-compliances in your organization, that is also very simply possible with the help of the Kendra Align. So both the compliances and non-compliances could be tracked easily. So here, let's say a non-compliance, like a person is not wearing a PPE kit into a, or he is not what to say in your correct what to say uniform. He is having the missing the helmet when he is on the shop floor. So all such kind of a thing. I know from the safety professional do keep on advising to the different staff members, but there are the few people who will keep always missing it. So what could be a solution? What then you can even issue such kind of a non-compliances along with evidences into a system, and then you can raise it to the people that yeah, this kind of a non-compliance has been issued to that particular staff member, and that non-compliances record will get generated into the system, and then you can utilize it on the monthly or what is it, any kind of a thing that administration or the management decides for it. I'll come to the part that could be core to the most of the industries, that could be a incident reporting. So once we go into the incident, both incident as well as hazard could be reported into the system. I just click on the add new hazard. I just say it's a demo hazard. It has been reported today, logged by me. So in fact, it could be logged by any other person who has been using this system. I just putting it like me. Okay, and what could be a type of a hazard, then I say it could be an hazard or it could be a near miss. I just it's up to us what we want to report, so I can just say near miss has been there. Whether did the event occur on the site, then I can say no. Report and sequence of a event, I can just record the sequence of the event here, and then what could be a recommendation action, so I can just say maintenance. Okay, so are there any hazards still remaining? Then I can say yes. I can just say, yeah, it was there. And I hereby acknowledge that above information is true. And then I can just report it this near miss into the system. Similarly, if you want to what to say add an hazard, I can just show you that hazard could also be reported here, and I can just choose that it was an hazard. I can say hazard description. I can mention the description here. Then what were the control measures? Then I can just write a control measures. And even if you want to add few more control measures to the system, then I can just keep adding those control measures here. Okay, and then I can understand. Yeah, I have what to say had this and just save. this particular thing. So even if you want to report an incident, then you can just go add new incident, and then it could be more detailed to report an incident. Yeah, so I'm just writing as a demo. Okay. Select the primary employee. I can just say it's a Swapnil. Address, it is asking about all my details here. Manager, so I'm just writing my name because the system does have that. Okay, incident detail. So I can say it's a personal injury, property, or it was just a near miss. I just say it's a property damage. I just say what is the incident severity. I say it's a low, not very high. Okay, description. Then I can just write a description for this incident. I can say what was the location. So it was on the road. It was at a work site. I say it's at a work site incident location. I can just furnish the location here. And what was the incident date? I can just put the incident date from here. Okay, incident time. I can even capture the time into a incident into the system. So I just take it as a 1 p.m. Okay, immediate response. We can mention about a certain response that is been expected, and then you can have a more detailed information that you can capture about the incident here. Was there any employee involved? I can say yeah. So I can just mention the name of the employee here. Was there any other equipment involved? I can say yeah. So I can just say my two-wheeler was involved. Okay. Okay. Was there any witness? Yeah, I can say yeah, there was a witness. And who was the witness? I can just add the witness here. Okay, I can just put a name. Okay, and then contact number of the person, and then what was the, even if you want to add another witness, that also you can add. If you want a questionnaire, then there is a complete questionnaire. Was there any injury? I can say yes or no. Was there any treatment given? Then I can say yes or no. Okay, was there any property damage? Then I can say yes, and I can just say it's a two-wheeler just got damaged. Okay. Authority attendance. Yeah, you can even have an authority. Those have visited. So, did the police attended? That could be yes or no. Did the fire department attended? Yes or no. Did the workplace authority attended? Then you can say yes or no. Did the ambulance attended? Yes or no. Did the environment agency attended? That also you can write yes or no. Was the photo or evidence taken? Yes, I can say yes, it was taken. Then please attach the photo, and then I can just attach the photo from the system, and then I can put the photo here. Okay, as an evidence. So then I can save it, and then you can see that ready to review, and then the person, the admin of the system can review this particular thing, and in fact even investigate it. If you got a right, like I do have rights for the investigation system, that's why it's allowing me. But yeah, you can even define the right. So you can now recall from the administration section, we asked last question that the person who has been giving this access, he will have he can investigate or not. So if you choose their investigate, and that particular user role will definitely will get an access to review it. So I can now investigate it like this, like on the 25th immediately I'm what to say investigating, I'm just writing it. What was the action? I can just put my actions, and what was the closure date for this investigation? Then I can just put the closure date into here like this immediately. So even the closure time, if we want to mention a closure time, then we can even put a time and a date stamping has been done for this. Was there any property damage? I say no. I will say no. I can even have a eliminated no. Yeah, I say any hazard or incident eliminated, substituted no. Require engineering control? I say no. Require administrative control? I say no. Require a personal protective equipment? I say yeah. It will be required. Requires an awareness and safety alert? I will say yes. Okay, evidence it is there. Then I can just choose that evidence file again, and I can put another evidence that I found during my investigation, and that uh, I can put it here, and then I can just write a declaration here. Okay, I hereby, and please stay and save and submit. I just and submit. So similarly, what we have done for the checklist, a similar thing is that the person can what to say keep what to say incrementing his information, and by the time he can keep saving it. Okay, by just saving. Okay, and later when he says okay it has been finished, then he can just submit this particular investigation. Okay, I think. It's good. You must have enjoyed this particular demonstration into the system. Apart from that, if you want to pull more amount of the reports, like I have to see what are the things have been completed. So we have got a completed report. Similarly, we do have a incomplete report into the system. So incomplete, you can even have a different filters like a select employee, select role, start date, and the end date. That way also you can do. Or even if you want to choose any of this like inductions or the JSS that you want to have, that or you want to even check this JSA, like I can just go to COVID and just check how many incompletes are there. Okay, sorry, I just forget to mention about the date here. Okay, so I can just choose the date, that is the 25th, and the end date could be again the I just taking the today's reference. Okay, so now you can see if it has been incomplete for this, then it also shows into incomplete. Similarly, if I just choose the other vice versa for the completed thing, so whatever the completed as per this date, it will show into the system. So you can pull any kind of the reports or the complete reports directly from the system with your of our report tabs. Okay, that's it from my end. If you have got any questions for us, then definitely put those questions, and we will try to address those questions if immediately with you.
Thanks, Swapnil. Everyone, we have just opened the polls as well, which is a quick feedback that we would like from you. If you go to tab 3 on your right hand side, that is where the polls are. I should not take more than a minute for you to answer, but the feedback will be really valuable for us together. What we also do is we run these webinars once a month currently, wherein we come to you with new features that we have introduced in the tool. So we'll continue doing that uh, going forward as well. Any questions before I close the call? Any comments? No? Okay. As I said earlier, this is not the end. If you're still not registered, something can you go to last slide? If you're not registered, just go on the website and get yourself registered and start using the system. For the initial setup, you can definitely give a call to Swapnil. He and one of our team member can help you out to show how you set it for the first time within your company or within your organization. We can also help you with initial checklist that you need to have it there, and then you can get started. The best part is the basic software is absolutely free, so you can use it as long as you want. It's a lifetime free software, but the basic version. So it's for you to use it and keep providing us the feedback that will help us improve. So with that, thank you once again. We'll close the call now and we'll get back to you over emails.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, Varish, and thank you to all the participants for giving your valuable time to us. Thanks.
Yeah.
We'll keep meeting to the next webinars.
Yeah.